because at this point you've answered all the questions very well, and you know they're very impressed with you, so they want to know when you can start. Hey, my name is Belinda. I am a recent graduate with the Bachelor of Science in Biology. I am pre-PA and I'm currently taking a break. I'm taking a gap year to focus on gaining clinical experiences. So I'll be working as a medical assistant. And in this channel, I just wanted to share my experiences and document my progress and my journey. So stay tuned for a lot of like medical assistant related videos and just lifestyle videos in general. So I recently got hired as a medical assistant, and I just wanted to give some tips and advice that I have on how to better approach the interview process. So without any further ado, let's begin. Let's go. So my first advice would be to go in with a positive mindset, because I just feel like you should go in thinking that, you know, you already got the job. You shouldn't let self-doubt and fear cripple you, because like there's always going to be somebody there who's, you know, more qualified than you, somebody who has a better GPA, somebody who has more experience in that field. So you can't let comparison to other people like bring you down, because you should believe in yourself, you know. So now, what do you wear? Well, I would recommend like a blazer, dress shirt, dress pants. You can wear heels if you want to, but just make sure you can walk well in them. And I would just say keep them short, yeah, to prevent any trips, any falls, you know. And yeah, just make sure you look good, you look professional, you look tidy and like well put together. And this is important because I feel like the interviewer, this is the first impression you're giving the interviewer, so you don't want the way you look to take away from a very good interview. And yeah, just make sure you look good, make sure you feel confident, because like, if you don't feel confident in how you look, then your performance is not gonna be great. So yeah, you gotta look good. Okay, so now you're there and they're gonna start asking you questions. And the first question that they typically ask is, talk about yourself. Can you tell me who you are? And my advice for this is, don't talk about your, you know, your personal self. Talk about your professional self. What do I mean by this? Well, your personal self is like, you know, talking about your childhood, like where you grew up, your hometown, your favorite color, like what you like to do. They don't want to hear about that. They want to know about things relevant to the job that you're applying for. So like talk about your education, talk about any certifications that you have, talk about your experience. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay, so they're going to ask you like what's your experience with different specialties? Are you only familiar with a family-oriented clinic, or have you worked in a hospital, you know, like a larger facility? This is kind of important because you talk to different patients differently. Like if you've only worked with kids in pediatrics, you're not gonna have experience talking to like older patients, because the older the patients, the harder it is for them to hear. So you might have to, you know, shout a little bit, and that can get very, very annoying. And if you don't want to be, you know, if you're not like a loud person, then that might get a little annoying sometimes. But yeah, so they just want to gauge, you know, what's your range in specialties. Okay, so they're also gonna ask you about EMRs. So basically EMRs are the electronic system that they use to record patients' charts, you know, like everything basically about the patient goes in that system. There's different types, so make sure you just talk in depth about the type that you know. This is the $1,000,000 question. Why do you want to work for a company? Why, you know, why us? Why not them? And basically my advice for this would be to do your research before you go into the interview. Make sure that you know what their mission statement is, know what they're about, so that you can come in and be like, I believe that I would be, you know, a great asset to this company because blah blah blah, and then insert the mission statement there and, you know, twist it to make it your own so that it, you know, fits into the question and makes sense. So yeah, just make sure that you do your research. They're gonna ask if you're certified. So certification depends on the type of state that you're in. Some states require it while some do not, and I do not think that New York requires certification, if I am correct. They always ask this question: can you handle pressure? Can you handle a fast-paced environment, or do you break down under pressure? If, like, sometimes there's a lot of physicians present that you have to, you know, room for, or like there's just it can be a lot going on at the same time. So make sure that you can handle that type of environment. If it's not for you, then I would not recommend. One question that they asked me is, how would you handle a patient that's frustrated or anxious? And my answer was, so basically I would, you know, listen to what they were saying and let them know that I was listening. That's important. That's very important. You have to make sure that you let them know that, you know, you're listening, and yeah, acknowledge whatever they're saying, and then try to calm them down, and, you know, talk to them, engage with them, and yeah, let them know that, you know, you're doing the best in your abilities to try and solve the problem, whatever their problem is. Yeah. And after this, they're gonna ask you, do you have any questions for us? And my advice is you should go into the interview with at least 2 or 3 questions prepared, you know, to ask them. And an example of a question would be, what is a current issue that you guys are facing in, you know, in the office, or like whatever the setting is? What's a current issue that you're facing, and how may I be able to help you with that? You're welcome. You're welcome. And then another question is, do you have any educational opportunities or any trainings for certification that I will be able to enroll in, where you would basically reimburse, like pay for it? And yeah, they want to see you grow. They don't want somebody that's just going to go there and stay static for years and years. They want somebody that's going to do stuff, somebody that's not just going to sit there and, you know. And then after that, it's gonna be, when can you start? Because at this point, you've answered all the questions very well, and you know, they're very impressed with you, so they want to know when you can start. So those are my little tips that you can use. I feel like speaking Swahili right now, like, I don't know, English is not working right now. Okay, nimemaliza, bye. Kwaherini. Hey, so today I am going to buy a stethoscope because I'm going to need it for my orientation on Monday. So, and I don't have one, So yeah, I am going to buy it and come along with me. So today I got my my stethoscope, and I'm just gonna do like a little unboxing. And yeah, I got this from Walgreens. It's a dual, I don't know if you can see, but yeah, this is what I got. It's basically like a beginner one, you know.
I've been all in my phone, I got options, and I don't wanna tell you to drop it, but I don't wanna play your fair. Yeah, something that makes me look at you too often. Oh, baby, you can give it something. Baby, I can run all the time. Baby, I'm talking crazy. I need you running